Hey folks, this is Bardic Dragoon. Welcome back to Let's Play Grandia 2 Anniversary Edition. Why did I just lock up the door? So, when we last left off, we had come toe-to-toe with the Tongue of Balmar, and thankfully managed to come out victorious despite his repeated attempts to eat us, and also ended up killing the mayor of the town, who was apparently possessed by the Tongue of Balmar, I guess. They weren't quite clear on that, but I can't see another way that it makes sense, so we'll go with that. Anyway, that being said, I think we're going to get a quick night of sleep before we head out of town on the Skyway. After all, I think there's a lot to talk about. I think Elena might have a lot to say. I've always wondered about that. You always see that in like cartoons and anime. What kind of meat is that giant just brown meat on a stick supposed to be? I've always wondered that. Anyway. Okay, I figure she'd be talking about the whole having turned into Millennia when we fought Tongue of Almar, but yeah, I guess she's too happy about, crossing on the Skyway. Maybe just stop kind of being an asshole for 5 seconds, or at least spend time being an amusing asshole, Ryudo. Yeah, I kind of agree. That's enough out of you, Ryudo. How about you, Merrick? First time we've had you at the table. What do you got to say? I don't know. Does everybody feel share that same view? I feel that they don't, but I don't know. Let's see. What do you think, Rowan? Alright, just a good way to change the subject. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the Skyway has to do with meeting Merrick, but what does he drink? What is Merrick drinking? I mean, you'd think like big old plate of just meat on a bone and a giant, tankard like that, he'd be drinking beer, but I have never, well, no, actually, he had a raspberry beer that was pink. I mean, not like bright pink like that, but kind of pinkish. I'm overthinking this, aren't I? There's something about Destiny. Okay. You have something to say interesting, Elena? That's a good question. What do you have to say, Merrick? Well, that was depressing. Well, yeah, with legends like that, getting anywhere near them I'd feel uneasy. Poor Elena. She's kind of outnumbered now. I mean, Merrick probably isn't trying to do it unlike Ryudo, but still. Okay, I guess we have to see what Elena's reaction is. Although 90% of the dialogue here is her reacting to things. By the way, just an interesting moment of things. Great. One of the reasons, this is kind of a staple of the Grandia series, with out of the 4, okay, well, technically there was Parallel Trippers, but A, I've never played it, B, from what I understand, it's a very different game from the other ones. But the dinner scenes are kind of a, staple of the series, and one of the things that it really does is it actually kind of shows a great way to express the characters, not just in, okay, everyone sit around and let's eat and talk, but, what they're eating, how they're eating, Ryudo, just a very basic guy. He's got a mug of yellow stuff. Unless that's soup, I don't think he wants to be drinking that. And a loaf of bread. Very basic, down-to-earth kind of guy, I guess. I'm not really sure if that fits Ryudo. It kind of does, but it kind of doesn't. Rowan, who's shown to be kind of fancy, sitting there, he's the only one with a knife and fork at the table, eating, I guess, risotto and vegetables, I don't know. Merrick, of course, he's a giant beast, he's just eating meat off the bone with a giant tankard of pink stuff, and I think Elena's putting butter on her bread and eating it. I honestly think that flower pot can't see. Anyway, what do you have to say, Elena? Okay, let's change the subject off of creepy ghost wailing. Oh. That seems like a bit of an extreme retort, Ryudo, considering that all you did was spoil your joke there. Yeah, no, I'm going to avoid the theological discussions that could bring up here in the real world. I'm just going to skip that. I don't know, considering the ones we've heard so far are kind of interesting, I'd kind of like to hear them. Okay, you have... Okay, Elena, do you have... Well, that's actually kind of interesting. So I guess depending on who you talk to, the dinner conversations actually take a completely different route. So I was just kind of playing around doing a kind of test recording, trying to remember specifically how the next section is paced out here. And I ended up with a very different conversation on this dinner scene. That was weird. Huh. Alright. Well, that's something. I'm really curious. Do they do that in the other games? Is that like how they generally work? I'm actually curious now. Well, either way, we don't have a chance to try it out, so let's just head on our way to the Skyway. Or the Skyway station, and then from there to the Skyway. Alright, can't adjust the camera here. Okay, well, that's the way you really have a way with words. I'm confused about that part. Well, it's nice to know that things are back to normal here, but what was it that you really have a way with words line? I'm confused by that. Seems reasonable, I guess. I don't know. Okay, how can you say he was right? He was possessed by a demon and super greedy. Where is... Yeah, explain it to us, Weirdo. With the well-being for promise as well. Yes, kind of a point there. I mean, he's kind of a pessimist, so... but he is kind of onto something there, I guess. I guess it makes a good contrast to Elena, but... I guess they kind of are a little too extreme on both ends. I mean, she's the eternal optimist, he's the eternal realist and pessimist. And honestly, they both get on my nerves at points. Or sometimes the way that he phrases his statements, Ryudo, can be a bit amusing. Alright, well that was an interesting job. Alright. Oh, I guess we do have to talk to him first. Or not, okay. He just has to walk over and let us walk into the open door, apparently. Maybe he's the one who just wants to close it behind us. But yeah, when I was mentioning about the whole... I think that was a glitch. It didn't seem like we should have seen that. Anyway, but I was mentioning about the whole seeing a completely different dinner scene. When I was doing kind of just the test, just kind of seeing how this next section is paced out, they actually instead of the discussion on the whole creepy noises that are made by the granite cliffs and where they come from, they're actually discussing the whole how did they get the ropes across the granite cliffs? Admittedly, it wasn't quite as entertaining a conversation. Well, until Rowan started bringing up, like, just forget facts. Imagination's more fun. Giant spiders. Admittedly, it's kind of a cooler idea than. Actually, I don't think they ever really explained it, so never mind. Oh yeah, now Elena's gonna get serious, of course. Why was this worry, you know, the other night? Were you just too happy about the good food? Apparently not. Well, she's not Valmar, she's part of Valmar. I think there is a distinction to be made there. I'm not sure what that distinction is or how important it is, but I feel there's a distinction to be made there. Is that what she did? I mean, it's hard to argue that it seems like that's what she did, but I don't know. Did she actually destroy his soul? Kinda got a one-track mind there, Merrick. I suppose he could try. Yeah, we're almost to the cathedral. Guess our journey's almost over, huh? Stop freaking out, we're fixing it, okay? Sure, the Pope can, like, you know, I mean, if anybody can exorcise a part of, like, the devil himself, seems like pretty much the equivalent of the Pope would be the one. Something... Pope do exorcisms?
Darkness! Darkness is coming! It's calling me! Darkness is calling me!
Elena!
Oh. What the heck? Alright, sure, let's have the end of the world. That seems reasonable.
Damn it! Everybody, hang on to something!
That's the one thing I kind of don't like about a lot of, like, some games do it well, like, I mean, obviously, like, the Final Fantasy games, they're, well, okay, Final Fantasy 8 and 9. Final Fantasy 7, even its FMVs, kind of ugly. But yeah, early games and, like, pre-rendered cutscenes, honestly, the game graphics can a lot of times be a lot prettier, like, age better than the FMVs, if you ask me. As I said, there are, of course, exceptions, but, yeah. I think that, well, mostly on the human character models. The environmental stuff looked good, but human character models, I don't know if it's just people didn't figure out how to make them look good in 3D render, in like 3D modeling at first, but yeah. That's a good question. I'm thinking the end of the world. I mean, we'll kind of have to find our way to civilization to figure that out, but... Oh, Valmar's moon. What the heck is Valmar's moon? I guess that was that red thing? There's something I can get behind. Are we injured? They'll say the best moment of that in an RPG that I can think of off the top of my head is Golden Sun: The Lost Age. He literally gives you a, check if your arms are okay. The little sprite waves his arms around. Check if your legs are okay. Waves around his leg. Okay, we're good. I don't know why, that just amuses me. Hey, wait, where is Elena? Well, that's gonna put a damper on our plans. We kinda need to take her to the Pope to get paid. Yeah, oh, well, that's a good sign. Go, boy. Find her. Find Elena. Come on. Go find her. By the way, he has a funny run. It just looks too... I think it's the overswing on the arms. It looks a little too much, I guess.
Elena. Elena. Wake up!
Gotta love Millennia. Couldn't tell by the voice.
Who are you? Where are we?
Where are we? Well, I'm not quite sure. Oh, I know. See that shiny plate lying over there? Look, over there. Pleased to meet you, Miss Elena. I'm Millennia. You okay?
I must be dreaming. What's going on?
I just thought it'd be hard to talk if we couldn't do so face to face. So, here I am. Ta-da!
Can't be. So you're Millennia. The wings of Valmar.
Yeah, that's me.
You filthy dark one, devourer of souls. Stay away from me.
Hey now, you don't even know me. I did save you after all.
You saved me?
That's right. You should be thanking me. We share the same body, don't we? Oh, I've got to look out for the both of us. Well, see you later.
Wait! Millennia! Millennia!
I will be with you always. Wherever, whenever, forever. All the time. See? So, let's just try to get along, shall we? Miss Grannis Songstress.
I kind of forgot about that scene. Though it is kind of an interesting thing, because one of the interesting things I don't remember, I think I just stumbled across when I was looking for this kind of general information, trying to remember things about the game, more finer details on it. But the whole concept, like, with Millennia being in Elena... Pretty sure it's interesting. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Harking to your evil alter ego, like split personality, demonic possession. I don't even know. All right, St. Heim Mountains. I guess it's right near the cathedral, so of course it would have like a religious-sounding name. All right, but yeah, as I was saying, the whole situation between Millennia and Elena is actually kind of interesting. Like, not just say general, the whole. It's always kind of interesting when you have the character who is like, the goody two shoes possessed by the demon kind of thing, but the demon might not be as evil as they seem. That's always kind of an interesting one, though perhaps a little overplayed in a lot of stories. But directly, Millennia and Elena, like, when you look at Gaddon, as an example, I mean, I don't think it's too much of a spoiler warning to say Gaddon will not be the first, or will not be the last time we see something like that happen. I mean, there's already implication that possibly Rito's brother is in the same situation. But, well, you know what, I'm going to be talking about this one for a while. So, hey, there's more incentive for you guys to tune in next time, where we wander around this forest and try and find our way, I guess, to the St. Heim Mountains. Until then, though, as always, later, folks.